Hello children, today we are going to discuss the topic quadratic equation. In class in 10th or the previous chapter you did polynomial also and you have studied about its zeros. You have also studied about the graphical representation of the linear, quadratic and cubic polynomial. Right? Now any polynomial when it is equated with 0 it becomes the equation or it is also known as your polynomial equation. If px is your linear polynomial, so px is equal to 0 will be your linear equation, right? Now similarly if px is a quadratic polynomial, right? Now if px is a quadratic polynomial then px is equal to 0 whose degree is 2, it will be your quadratic equation, right? The general form of the quadratic equation is given by ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c they all are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. And the constants a, b, c they are called the quadratic coefficient, linear coefficient and constant respectively, right? Now the name quadratic comes from the word quad, that meaning square. Since the value is getting squared like x square, so it is your quadratic equation. Now there is one example here, 5x square minus 3x plus 3 equal to 0. So because the degree is 2, so this makes a quadratic equation, right? We can have some more examples of the quadratic equation. See, 2x square plus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. In this, the coefficient of x square is a is equal to 2, b will be equal to 5 and c the constant term will be equal to 3. See the next. Now here we have only two terms but still the degree is 2, so it is your quadratic equation, right? So a will be equal to 1 and b will be equal to minus 3, and since c the constant term is missing, so that will be equal to 0. Now here see, it is 5x minus 3, the degree is not 2, so this is not a quadratic equation because a is equal to 0. So this is not your quadratic equation. So now roots of a quadratic equation. Now a real number alpha, it is called the root of the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. So a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. So here alpha is a root of this quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then we can say that x is equal to alpha satisfy the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or we can also say that x is equal to alpha is a solution of the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And we can say that roots of any quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 are also known as the zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. And in quadratic equation we will have at most two zeros, say alpha and beta, right? Now in this we are going to learn about the methods of finding the roots. So there are three methods. The first method is your factorization method. Here we will split the middle term and we will factorize it. Then is your using completing the square method. Now this is not included as per your CBSE latest syllabus. And third is your using quadratic formula directly. So three methods are there. So the first method we will go by the factorization method. So here is one example like 5x square minus 7x minus 6 is equal to 0. This is the standard form of a quadratic equation. Now splitting the middle term, that means the factorization method we are going to learn here. So how to do that? First we have to find the factors of the coefficient of x square, that is a is equal to 5 and the constant term is minus 6. So the factors of 5 will be 1 into 5 and the factor of the constant term minus 6 is minus 1 into 2 into 3. So we will list all the factors. They are minus 1, 1, 2, 3 and 5. So now we will segregate these factors into two sets so that the summation is equal to b. b is your minus 7. So we are going to segregate it to minus 1 into 2 into 5 will give us minus 10 and 1 into 3 will give us 3. So minus 10 plus 3 will be equal to minus 7, that is your equal to b, right? So we are going to split it up, splitting the middle term. Now 5x square minus 7x can be written as minus 10x plus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. Now from the first two terms we can take 5x common and from the next two terms we can take 3 common. Okay, so taking common 5x we will be getting x minus 2 and from these two terms, if we will take 3 common, we will be getting 3x minus 2. Now from these two, we can take x minus 2 as common, and the next factor will be 5x plus 3. So these are the two factors here, x minus 2 and 5x plus 3 are the factors. Now to get the roots of this equation, separately we are going to equate the factors equal to 0. Now x minus 2 equal to 0, that means x will be equal to 2. And 5x plus 3 equal to 0, x will be equal to minus 3 by 5. So 2 and minus 3 by 5, these will be the two roots of this quadratic equation. Now the quadratic formula method. Now method of using this quadratic formula directly to solve any given quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we may directly use the formula, that is x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. Right? Now this is also known as your Sridharacharya formula. Now here ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 has two roots alpha and beta given by, now alpha will be equal to minus b plus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So beta will be equal to minus b minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. So these will be the two zeros, right? Now there, how this formula is being derived at, actually it has been derived from the completing the square method. So just 3 steps I will be telling you so that there should be no confusion that how this formula came. So the derivation, the 3 steps you have to learn, the completing the square method, with that only we can do this. So the standard form of x, the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So in completing the square method, the first step is to divide the whole equation by a. So on dividing, we will be getting x square plus b by ax plus c by a equal to 0. Then the next step will be, we have to transpose this c by a towards the right hand side. This is minus c by a. Now we have to add on both the sides the coefficient of x, that is b by a. The coefficient of x is b by a. So its half square will be added on both the sides. So b by 2a whole square is added on both the sides. Now you can see that this is in the complete square form. It is in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab. So it is in the form of a plus b whole square. A is your x and b is your b by 2a whole square. And this side you can see that taking the LCM, you will be getting minus c by a plus b square upon 4a square. So LCM will be 4a square, we will get b square minus 4ac. Now finding the square root on both the sides, x plus b by 2a will be equal to plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 4a square. That means x will be equal to, taking the LCM, LCM will be 2a here, and this will be minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So this formula is being derived from the method completing the square method. So this is only your Sridharacharya formula. Now we will talk about the nature of the roots. Now did you notice something there? The term inside the square root, when we are using the quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So the term b square minus 4ac in this formula, this is known as your discriminant, which is denoted by capital D. Now it is called because it discriminates between the different possible types of answer, where now it will describe the nature of the root, discriminant d b square minus 4ac. So when d is positive, you will get two distinct real root. Two distinct real root means two different real roots you will be getting. And when d is equal to 0, you will get just one repeated real roots. That means both roots are equal. And when d is negative, you will get two complex roots, or in this class you will be saying that it will consist no real roots. Okay, so this is shown in the tabular form. When d is greater than 0, it will have real and unequal roots, and the roots will be minus b plus minus root d upon 2a. And when d is equal to 0, it will have real and equal roots, and each root will be equal to minus b by 2a, because this part will be your 0, so the root will be minus b by 2a. And when d is less than 0, that means when discriminant is negative, so in that case you have no real roots. It will be consisting complex or imaginary roots. Now the quadratic formula method. Now the formula we have derived also, the formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. So there is one example, that is 5x square plus 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. A will be equal to 5, b will be equal to 6 and c will be equal to 1. So this will describe the nature of the root. What? The discriminant d, that is b square minus 4ac. So when we will find b square minus 4ac, you can see that it is root 16, that is 4. So that is greater than, d is greater than 0. So it will have two distinct real roots. So what will be the two real roots? It will be minus b, that is minus 6 plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. A is your 5. So on solving this, we are getting minus 6 plus minus under root 16 by 10, and this is minus 6 plus minus 4 by 10. So minus 6 plus 4 upon 10 will give us the result minus 0.2, and minus 6 minus 4 upon 10 will give us minus 10 upon 10, that is minus 1. So minus 0.2 and minus 1, these will be the two roots of the quadratic equation, because here the discriminant d is greater than 0. Right? Now we will see the relation between the roots and the coefficient. You did it in polynomial chapter also. So the same thing is here with the quadratic equation also. Relation between the roots and the coefficients of the quadratic equation. Now if alpha and beta are the two roots of the equation, then the required quadratic equation can be formed by the factors of x minus alpha and x minus beta. So x minus alpha into x minus beta equal to 0 will give us the quadratic equation. So x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0 will be the quadratic equation. Now the standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So if we will divide this by a, the standard form will be x square plus b by ax plus c by a, that is equal to 0. So on comparing, we can get here that alpha plus beta will be equal to minus b by a, and alpha into beta will be equal to c by a. So sum of the zeros will be minus b by a and product of the zeros will be c by a. Now forming the quadratic equation now. Now if alpha and beta, the two roots of the equations, are given to us, so how we can form the equation then? We will multiply these two, x minus alpha into x minus beta equal to 0. On multiplying, we will get x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta, that is equal to 0. So this is your quadratic equation. Okay, framing of the quadratic equation if two of the roots are given to us, x square minus sum of the zeros alpha plus beta into x plus product of the zeros alpha into beta, that is equal to 0. And simply this is being solved here. One example, you can see that two of the roots are given minus 3 and 2, and you have to frame a quadratic equation. So x square minus sum of the zeros will be minus 3 plus 2 into x plus product of the 0 is minus 3 into 2, that is equal to 0. So you can get here, see, x square minus of minus 1, that is plus 1, x and minus 6, that is equal to 0. So the quadratic equation is x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So this was all about this quadratic equation, and you can apply this and you can complete the chapter.